Hello, I'm Bibi. I'm a software engineer. I live in the UK, but I am from Tunisia, and I work as a developer advocate for Nexmo. I am also a woman who code director. I lead the network in Bristol, where I live.
And I'm Julie Lerman. I live in the United States in a tiny little state called Vermont. You might know our famous Ben and Jerry's ice cream. I have been a software developer for about 30 years, so perhaps longer than some of you have been alive. I've seen quite a lot over the years, and we're so happy to be here talking with you. We're at the Update Conference in Prague. Neither of us have been to Prague before, so
no.
we're excited to be here.
Yes.
We were hoping to be able to meet some of the Chiquitas community. Unfortunately, that didn't work out, so we thought it would be nice to make a little video to chat with you a little bit about our experiences as women in technology, and hopefully share some nice messages with you.
So, I keep saying this. Do you remember what you told me the first time we met? That was 4 years or 5 years ago in Portland.
I really don't, even though you reminded me a week ago and I was so astonished, but you'll just have to tell me again.
So you told me, I am doing this so other women know that they can do it. And then I'm like, you know what? I am also going to do this so other women like me, and maybe not like me, know also that they can do it.
Okay, so now I'm going to cry because that's so much of the goal for me. I mean, first of all, I am programming as software manager because I'm a nerd, right?
Yeah.
I love coding. I love learning and the challenge of so many new technologies all the time, and it's just a never-ending playground. But the other part of it, it's so true. One of the reasons I started speaking, well, the first thing that triggered me to start speaking publicly, which, now is also a way for me to do what I can to encourage and inspire other young women. The first time was really more because I sat in a conference and the speaker made a lot of assumptions about what people in the audience would know. And because of that, I got lost really quickly. So I decided I need to help people like me.
Yeah.
So the first idea of people like me was really people who don't know every single thing there is about coding. So I can, try to explain things. But the more I did it, the more I realized also when I went to a conference, I felt like there were not a lot of other women around. We would see each other and go, oh my gosh.
There is another
right?
woman there.
So I felt like almost an alien at a conference. So I thought if I was speaking and standing up, then more women would see that, hey, there are women, there's another woman, if I'm writing or doing something like that, and feel less like they don't belong there.
Yeah. And I guess it gets harder when you are from a less represented, underrepresented background. I feel like the word underrepresented every time someone, I am an underrepresented minority, but it feels weird because I am me, but I also acknowledge that there are not so much people like me out there, be it a woman, be it, I am an immigrant, I am from Africa, I have a religion. People find these subjects a bit tricky, but I am a religious person and my religion shows on my face, and sometimes it is hard, but I think there is a lot of us and it is welcoming. It may sound scary, but technology is not really a scary field. So every time I see a woman, I'm like, please, please, please don't be scared. Come join us.
Yeah. And it's not about speaking at a conference or writing articles. I mean, these are the ways we're able to be public and enable other women to see us, and enable men to think, it's normal to have, women speaking and doing keynotes and be the experts that we know and that we respect and we admire.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
so and that's actually also a really important thing for me because I'm in a more public role. But whether I'm public or not, anywhere that I am, I think it's really important to, when you are sharing information, to do so accurately.
Yes.
To be, and I think as women, we have to do it that much more,
Yeah.
right? Like, we have to be right.
Yeah.
We have to be accurate. But it's already my nature.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to just say something because, somebody expects me to have an answer to something. I'm going to go make sure that answer, what I'm talking about, is correct.
Yeah.
It's really, really important, whether it's a conference talk or, whether I'm working on a team.
It's kind of more challenging for women than men. So, yes, what you said, knowledge is very important. Know what you're talking about, because when you go to the meeting room, it is still hard for people to listen to you as a woman. But if you know what you're talking about, if you are confident in your knowledge, you will be there and they will respect you and they will trust you, because they will trust what you're telling them. They know, they trust what you're saying is the truth they are looking for.
Because you've shown that that's how you
proved yourself.
How you go.
Yeah.
That's how you live. People say sometimes, it's harder for women. We have to work harder to prove ourselves to be more accurate. So sometimes women say, we do have to work a lot harder to prove ourselves. But it's just my nature. I want to do it right. I want to be accurate. So whether I'm proving it to somebody or not, I'm still going to, test something. If I have a theory, even if it's something I've done before, and I could say, I did this before. As far as I recall, it's, this is the answer, but I'm not totally sure. So let me get back to you on it, and I will go and test. And if I can't figure out with my test, I'll ask.
Yeah. But I guess it takes like a bit of experience and a whole learning experience to be at that point where you're comfortable with asking for help if you need help, or comfortable to say, I don't have the right answer, because it's okay not to have the right answer, and nobody ever have all the right answers, right?
And I am in a position that I do have the credibility now that I can say, I don't know, and nobody's going to go, she doesn't know anything. No, I just don't know that.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's still important to be able to do that. But, you just go and find the answer and find the solution. And people know when you've been doing that. People know the difference between somebody who just, has maybe some homework in a software class and goes on Stack Overflow and asks people for the answers. And you can always tell, because the question and the sample is a little funny. It seems like maybe something from school, right? And they can tell that the person is not even caring about it, just doesn't care enough to not curious enough to like figure it out themselves and play and explore with that.
I just think, like, women we are a bit more sensitive to that thing. Oh my God, I don't know that. And it took me a while to learn that I should be nicer to myself, actually. I should just, it's fine not to know things, and it's fine to fail. That is another thing, because if we fail once, we think it's the end of it. But there are lots of failures in life.
And we think that we're failing on behalf of all the other women in industry, in our industry, which is not, right? It's not. We're just failing on our own behalves.
You are you.
And that's also a part of learning.
Right?
Exactly. So this isn't about focusing on failure, but it is something important to be aware that that's there, and don't let it run you over, right? You just, like, okay, I get that. Like, that was wrong, and now I'm going to learning further. But it is about learning, and having, if you've already got the passion for learning, what's going to stop you?
So because I do still consider you are my role model. even that you made me lie down on the floor of your kitchen with your dog, you're still more. What are your tips for young ladies? What are the steps maybe they should follow in their learning curve?
Well, I think you were in my talk the other
Yes.
day, and I have this funny slide called Julie's 7 Steps of Learning. And it's not just me, it's everybody's 7 steps of learning, which is typically, here's how it goes. Even with somebody who's been programming for 30 years, I hear about something, I'm curious about it. I try to think, oh, someday I'm going to, I want to find out about that. And eventually I start researching it. And I always get confused at first, right? Because I'm doing something new.
Right.
And unfortunately, what happens, the more confused you get, if you don't find that, your way through really quickly, it gets so frustrating and so maddening that even with all of my experience, I'll go, oh no, why am I a programmer? I am not smart enough for this. But I don't give up on it, right? Because first of all, the computers may not win. Yeah. We win, right?
We do.
So I don't stop. I just don't stop. I can't help it. It's a terrible obsession. But that doesn't stop me. I'm not smart enough. So I keep at it. And usually what happens, it's not when I'm sitting in front of my computer staring at the screen. It's I'm out walking my dog who you snuggled with, or on a bike ride, or something when I've let my brain relax a little bit, and all of a sudden, like, I can see that path, and
I can
of course, I'm so happy. And and then my next thing though is then I go and try to share it with somebody else, because I know so many people have that same feeling. But then the next time and the next time and the next time, with every new thing, when I get to that place where I'm like, instead of instead of giving up, because I've experienced the and the hooray so many times, it makes it like, I know I can get through this. I'm going to get through this.
But it's really important to know, like, even with all your experience, you still go through that, which makes people,
because I'm always learning.
Yeah.
I'm always learning. I love learning new things.
Yes. And we should all be learning all the time. There will be always new things for us to learn.
And especially in our industry, because it never changes. So, Chiquitas, this is Julie and Bibi, and we're sorry we didn't get to meet you in person, but maybe next time we come to Prague.
Yeah. And please reach out to us, because we are here for you. So we are on social media.
Yeah, perhaps our friends who are making this video can put our Twitter addresses and
reach out
social
to us
media
for anything.
at the end of the video.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.